The show. All right, welcome to Up and Adams. We've got I See a Completion Cosmo. Smirnoff is in the building. Oh, well, that's my coffee. And that's my completion Cosmo. Enter the frame. Hey, everybody. You know who needs one of these? Let's get into the Chargers Raiders game from last night. And we've got guest on guest on guest. James Cook. James Cook. Joe Brady must love him because he's getting fed the rock up there in Buffalo. I don't know if anybody else is happy about that, but we're happy for James. We speak to him, DJ Moore, a Chicago receiver who's trying to reinvigorate a bit of a Packers-Bears rivalry, which I appreciate. They meet each other in Week 18. Big one for the Bears this week against the Cleveland Browns. How's he feeling? How's the ankle? He'll tell us all of that. And to talk about the Raiders, Marcel Reece. First line in here today is, last night wasn't exactly a classic. Wasn't it, Hamilton? What is a classic?
I mean, it's a classic for different reasons, I guess.
You know what a classic is to me? In my definition, a classic will be in 2 years when you're reminding me.
Yeah.
You know that game, and if I remember it like that, it's a classic. And
That's
this
true.
one,
That's a good way to look at it.
This one in 10 years. Oh, God, me in 10 years. When you tell me about this game and you say, remember that game that led to this, that whatever, I'll remember this game. Therefore, ergo, what so have you. This Raiders-Chargers game was, in fact, a classic. I mean, you want to talk about what the Raiders did to the Chargers last night because they really did something. We did witness history. It is a classic, and there were fireworks. This was a team that had just gotten shut out, okay, that had only scored 20 or more points, not once but twice this season. Just twice this season, Vegas goes and drops 42 points in the first half alone on their way to a 63-21 win. Richard Sherman saying, fire the poor man at halftime. Unbelievable. This was the Our Pets' Heads Are, in fact, falling off game. Aidan O'Connell, first quarterback. We didn't even know he was starting. We're trying to get Edelman to hit up Dola to find out he's even starting on this game. 4 touchdowns in a half this season. That's what Aidan O'Connell did. 8 different players found the end zone. There were back-to-back defensive touchdowns. Darius Butler saying, that might be the nastiest pick six I've ever seen. It was just crazy. This was a historic, this is a game of the year. I went from classic, this is the game of the year. This is a beatdown of epic proportions, people. We'll get into Vegas' record-setting night a bit more in a minute here with Marcel Reece, who's a Raiders legend, and has to be feeling himself. It's amazing. But we should talk about the chart. Have we removed the helmet? Yeah. Oh, there it is. It's on the top shelf. Okay. I mean, I know Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen didn't play, but my God, but my goodness. I don't want to discredit what the Raiders did. That's why I wanted to start with them. We're going to give them their love. Antonio Pierce had these guys flying around, but the Chargers fumbled 6 times. A pick 6. They just look completely lifeless defensively. I feel for Brandon Staley having to answer all those questions about his job right now. And I appreciate him at halftime talking to Kaylee and manning up and being that guy. But this was a team that was completely unprepared, which is that's a word that's gross. Like any NFL team they're insane. They're obsessive. They're psychotic. They're madmen. Unprepared is probably, that's like the worst word you could call a coaching staff, a football team ahead of a game. It sucks. And it's hard to believe that there won't be some changes last night. And I'm waiting to see, are they going to happen during the show, potentially? The one silver lining, if you want to look at the future, as a Chargers fan, which I am, I like this fan base. I want them to do well. It does move them from the 10th overall pick into the top 5, guys. So that's huge. It's a huge little leap. And so this already is going to be a very sought-after job. It becomes more and more sought after if they do make a move from Staley, which I think after last night, I don't know if it's expected, warranted. Nobody's ever calling for anybody's job. We don't want it to happen, but it might. And now it's about the attractiveness of that seat. When you have potential guys like Bill Belichick and I'm trying to think of who else, the Lou Anarumos of the world sort of, ready to move on and spread their wings a little bit when it comes to head coaching and leading teams and getting them prepared for action. So does that give hope? Was that a good enough job? I don't think I have it in me today.
It's hard.
It's
hard
Friday.
After a game like that.
What do you think? Were you just like, what the?
It was stunning. It really did. I mean, even Brandon Staley, we talked about the unprepared thing. Even he said it at halftime in that halftime interview. He's like, I guess we weren't prepared to play a football game tonight. Like,
When you hear that, are you just like, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about as a coach, is getting your team prepared.
What's the discourse? Is there a lot of like, these lost the locker room vibes? Like,
like that. A lot of it is, they got to get rid. Like he should. Some people are saying, he shouldn't have even been allowed to keep his job. Like last night, it should have been over last night.
Yeah.
But,
so Sean Payton broke this team, is what you're. That's like the discourse on Twitter I saw.
Yeah. The Adam Troutman touchdown was the final straw.
That was it. Oh my gosh, wild game. But congrats to the Raiders for getting it done. And it was a classic. It was a classic. Best game of the year. Okay, let's move on to Miami. Okay, Tyreek's ankle, it continues to be a big story because when he left the game, they couldn't do anything. When he got back in the game, they did a lot. They've got the Dolphins, they've got the Jets on the docket. Dolphins, Jets. And he's officially, I believe, being labeled day-to-day. Tyreek's talked about playing through ankle injuries. Mike McDaniel made it clear yesterday that he's going to be one of those guys that's like, here's some bubble wrap, let me hug you, and he wants to take care of his player for the down stretch. Let's take a look.
He's such an important part of our team that we're going to make sure that, when he's on the field, he's not at risk of further injuring himself. So, if it's a situation where he can get to a point where he's doesn't have to worry about making something worse.
So what's at stake? What's at risk here, right? It's like the risk assessment vibe, right? Well, the 1 seed in the AFC is at play. Okay? At play, in play, in play, in play. The Dolphins still have to lock up the AFC East. The schedule is brutal here. The temptation's really real. He's got like the shoulder, well, play him, don't play him going on right now. It's fun to watch him like talk it out like that. I would be tempted to say, yeah, we need Tyreek out, especially after last week. Like, we need him out there. But you'd probably say he's taking the right approach.
Yeah.
I say let the world burn. No?
I think you got to get, this team's going to the playoffs. I think you have to put yourself in the best position heading into the playoffs to make a run, because that's what it's about.
To make a Super Bowl run, which we'd love. I mean, I'd love to see Waddle in the Super Bowl. It'd be great. And they do need a healthy Tyreek come playoff time. Now, the Jets, they're not going to be an easy out, because the way they looked last week, the Dolphins should be able to manage without him. It should be a fine situation. So take the conservative approach, fine. And I'm not panicking, because things looked off against the Tennessee Titans, okay? To lose a guy that you built your entire offensive strategy around mid-game is sort of different than having to go an entire week in game plan and not having him out there. And if there's one dude I trust to do that, it's that guy. So if he doesn't play, it does also leave a little opportunity for a guy that we love on our show, Tua Tagovailoa of Guitar Manning. That's not guitar. What is this? Guitar. Manning cast fame. Tua, make a statement. There was so much about like, oh, Tyreek, blah, 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 but so much negative about you when he left the game, right? Let's get rid of that. And like, Mike McDaniel sees that. He knows that. The way he approached Tua from the jump when he got there was, let's build this kid's confidence. He needs to know that he's the man. You think Mike McDaniel isn't in there like, this is a week we're going to make Tua the man? Like, he's absolutely going to do that. And I think that's how we figure it out. So I think that'll be a must-watch. Okay, Ravens trying to hold the Dolphins off for that 1 seed. They've got a big one against the Jags. This is a great game on Sunday Night Football. They've won 7 of their last 8. They lose their top target in Mark Andrews. Lamar Jackson hasn't really missed a beat either. And a big reason why has been the emergence of guys like Zay Flowers, like Isaiah Likely, like Eric DeCosta adding to his receiving core like I've been bitching about for the past 3 years. Odell Beckham Jr. is coming on strong right now, despite Dumois picturing him or catching him in Miami with some sort of wrap on his shoulder when he was dining out at Kimono. Okay, here's Ravens linebacker Patrick Queen talking about the impact that man, Odell Beckham, has had on this team.
He's a great guy. The media got their own perception of how Odell is, but to me, Odell is like the big brother I never had. He's just a great guy, does everything for you, always making sure you're straight, always joking, always clowning, always making sure you got a smile on your face. And that's actually kind of a guy that we needed in the locker room, to be honest with you.
It's friend of the show, Patrick Queen. As he's pointing out here, there's this perception that in the media that Odell isn't, a locker room guy, whatever. Every player here speaks about him talks just like that. And it sounds like he's provided a lot of leadership. He's a veteran, a Super Bowl champion, a guy who's dealt with a lot of adversity and can deal with that, especially under the bright lights. His last 5 games, he's averaged 70 yards a game, 20 yards. He's averaging 20 yards a pop. Are we joking? 3 touchdowns as well. So you got the OBJs, the Likeleys, the Flowers. Lamar is elevating what he's doing as a passer, though he's not getting any credit for it. Nobody's talking about how great Lamar's been at passing because they never do. Highest clip of his career, by the way. 4 games to go. He's less than 200 yards away from setting a new career high for passing yards in a single season. Are you seeing this around the old Twitter water cooler? No. It's this Lamar that's going to make the 2023 Ravens the most dangerous version of this team that we have seen since he was a starter way back in 2018, which seems like a long time ago. If they beat the Jags on Sunday night and Josh Allen and company, they're going to have a huge leg up on everyone in the 1 seed, especially if those Jets somehow manage to put it to... Okay. Caller on line 1. What is this? What sexy time is this? What is happening? You know what time it is? You know what that means? It's time for Smirnoff, guys. The NFL season and Smirnoff continue to help fans get ready for game day with a lineup of these amazing, truly delicious signature cocktail. They're like signature cocktails. They're all football themed. Smirnoff's giving FanDuel fans more ways to win the Smirnoff number 21 Sunday primetime cocktail pick'em every single week from now until the Super Bowl. Go to FanDuel.com/Smirnoff. There's questions. There's 7 of them. They're cocktail themed, but they're football questions, and it's about the Sunday night game. So you get a free shot at $10,000 in prizes. It's a lot of fun. Hamilton, I'm sure you're glad that I mentioned the Jags and the Ravens. The completion Cosmo question of the week is a bit of a toughie. Which quarterback will complete more passes? Is it going to be your Trevor Lawrence or my Lamar Jackson?
I mean, first, Smirnoff has questions, but so do I. I'm finally here in person, and I still don't get a completion Cosmo.
You don't drink. You don't have you have to get to a certain level. Have you answered all the football themed questions over at FanDuel.com/Smirnoff?
That's a good point. I'll answer one right now for you. I think it's going to be Trevor Lawrence that gets more completions on Sunday night. He completed a season high 29 last year against this same Ravens defense. That's the 3rd most he's had in a game in his entire career, actually. And I think there are some opportunities. We saw the Rams find some opportunities against this Ravens secondary. I think we see Trevor do the same.
Is he healthy?
It seems like he's getting healthier.
Is he like he's getting healthier?
Healthier, yes.
The answer's, that was cute, real cute. The answer is Lamar, people. Trust the gal with the completion Cosmo in her hand, the one that they make for her backstage, not this guy, not this lunatic over here. Lamar's coming off a season-high 24 completions last week against the Rams. The Jags are the 31st ranked pass defense in the league right now. I don't know what this man's talking about, but go to Smirnoff, or FanDuel.com/Smirnoff for more. And friendly reminder on me and Gronk's SGP Plus. Why Plus? Because it's 3 games, okay? We got a triple header on Saturday. I'm going with Jake Browning passing for 225 plus, Gronk taking a Jamar Chase touchdown for the same game. I went Sam Laporta just to snake it from Gronk to see what he'd react to. He didn't even notice. That's fine. I said he'd have 40 plus against the Broncos, and Gronk's taking Pittman to have 40 plus receiving yards. So it all goes down. 3 games on Saturday. Right now, all FanDuel customers can join our No Sweat SGP Plus. So if this loses, you get bonus bets back. No sweat, people. Ride with us. You can build your own parlay. Guys, don't miss it. It's the No Sweat Same Game Parlay on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Somebody got me a sauna bag. Speaking of sweat, what a gift. I'm not kidding. It's literally like a plastic bag that you sweat in. And I said, is it like, literally just like that? Marcel Reece on the show after this. It's like a bag that you plug in and you lay in it, and it's, why would you, like, what? No problem. No problem. Nobody, I hope the person who got me that does not watch the program. Oops.
Whoops. Also, I really wish I knew that Marcel Reece was coming on before I got back to
people watching live, which makes me very happy and tweeting. Sorry, what now?
I was saying, I wish I knew Marcel Reece was coming on the show before I got packed to come out here. I would have brought my Marcel Reece jersey.
You do have a Marcel
my
Reece
favorite
jersey.
fullback
Yeah.
of all time. That's my guy.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got K-Makers, yeah?
Yes.
I think I got it. Oh my gosh, why is Richard there? I can't hear him or he's yelling. Hi.
Hey, Matt, I just overheard you have a jersey. We need to get that signed or something, man.
That would be amazing. Nah, I loved watching you play, man. When I started working at NFL Films, watching coaching tape, seeing what you and Hugh Jackson were doing, how he was using you. That play where he splits you up at receiver and has you run a slant on 4th down and you take it to the house. I mean, to see a fullback do that, it's as good as it gets.
Man, this man Matt is over here talking real football right now.
Wait, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? That I don't talk real football, Marcel?
Hey, you've been talking real football since day one. I'm just happy that you have a co-host on there with you that could be equally yoked.
He put you on my radar back in 2016. We had a big love for Marcel Reece.
That's when you won your fantasy league.
That's when I won my fantasy league with Marcel Reece. We'll talk about it here in a minute. I cannot wait to get into this game with you. Were you in shock?
I picked us to win, obviously, but and it wasn't just me being biased. I really felt like we were going to win just because of the state of the two teams, even though they're very similar. I was shocked at how many points we put up, obviously. I didn't think they were going to beat our year of the Massacre at Mile High when we put up 62 on Denver. But it was fun to see those guys go out there. And sometimes you run into those weeks where it's a short week. You don't have much time to feel sorry for yourself. Just go out there and just have fun and play. You have nothing to lose.
Yeah, well said. All right, we'll talk to you in 30 seconds.
Let's do it.
Thank you. Barbara, Hamilton doesn't know football that well.
What did Barbara say?
Barbara said Hamilton knows football very well. Barbara, you and I need to have a Zoom call. Hammer, get out of here. Time for some K-makers, where I hit you with my anytime touchdown scores for week 15. I'm doing like water aerobics right here. First up, Bijan Robinson. Great Instagram follow, by the way. He has scored touchdowns in he scored 3 touchdowns in the last 4 games, y'all. And the Panthers have allowed the most touchdowns to running backs this season. I like George Kittle, not just because he sent me his new Chubby's line with swim trunks, which are so cute. Go get them, guys. Great holiday gift. But he scored 5 touchdowns in the last 4 games against Arizona. It's a nice little split for him. A little deep dive here because I talk real football. And he has more touchdowns against them than any other team he's faced in his entire career. I like it. Finally, let's take a swing at Eric DeCosta's Isaiah Likely. Okay, he scored his first touchdown of the season last week. Sometimes that gets a guy going. It's whatever they need him. Mark Andrews isn't out there, and I think he gets another one because the Jag secondary is struggling. All right, our first guest today, we have DJ Moore on the show. Of course, we're going to talk to James Cook in a little bit, but this gentleman played 9 seasons in the NFL, 8 of those with the Oakland Raiders, who provided one of the most memorable games in a long time. He's known for his versatility, his playmaking ability at the fullback position. Please welcome to talk real football, a guy who's lighting up a cigar and 3-time Pro Bowler Marcel Reece.
What's going on, Kay? How are you?
Wait, why are we smoking cigars at what time is it where you are?
You know what? When the Raiders win the way they did last night, and Max Crosby sends me a celebratory cigar, it doesn't matter what time it is. It's just winning time.
Yeah, I mean, have you talked to anybody from that locker room? Like, was this the craziest thing you've ever seen? What a show. 63 points.
I mean, I was talking to those guys in the locker room. I was just excited for them. They were well overdue and earned to have a game like that. I've been a part of those games on both sides of them, the good side and the not so good side. And when you're on the right side of those games and everything is hidden and you're just having fun and everything's going right, it's just a fun time to be a part of football.
What was the vibe in the locker room because you were in there? Who was wiling out the most?
I just think it was a good time as a team. They were celebrating as a team and they were having fun. Obviously, you saw Max in the post-game interview. He was having fun, and it leaked out onto the field when he came out there, shirtless, with a cigar, just being Max, Mad Max.
Yeah, well, Mad Max gave you a cigar. I'm very jealous. They score 63 points. They break the Raiders' team record of 59 points. That, my friend, was set back in 2010. You, my friend, were a part of that team and scored a touchdown. Be honest now, was there a part of you that hoped they stopped scoring so you could keep your record?
Absolutely not. Those are the records you want to be broken, especially when you want to see a team do well. You want those records to be broken. that game that we had at Mile High Stadium is already in history. You know, we had our fun. It's their time now. So you want to see those records rebroken, and I'm proud of every last one of them.
Is this a head coach, Antonio Pierce?
Is he a head coach? Yes, he's a head coach.
Should he keep the job? He's got this team playing hard. He's put in on quite an impression over the past 6 weeks. Has he done enough? Do you think he'll earn that and should earn that coaching gig?
I don't know yet, if I'm being honest. You know, when you get a job in an interim position in the middle of the season, it's really hard to evaluate someone. You're not playing with your players. You're not even necessarily playing with your coaching staff, and you're just working with what you have. I think that the true evaluation will come down the rest of the stretch of this season to see how the players galvanize around him, how they respond after having a big win. How do you respond after success? How do you respond to adversity? I think there's still some more to be evaluated by Mark Davis and his brain trust, but Antonio does have a great foundation, playing football, being a leader in his locker room when he was playing, and it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out down the stretch.
Sure. I mean, there was a lot of talk about when Bisaccia took over in the interim and how it was a mistake to move on from him and find a different candidate.
Yeah, you know, I was there at that time, and you know, a part of some of those conversations. And Rich Bisaccia is an amazing man, amazing human being. He's one of the best guys you will meet in football. And it was a tough decision for Mark Davis. I'm sure it was, but there's so many variables that play a part and a role in how you choose a head coach. And really, you want to take as much time as you can, talk to as many people as you can, and try and use your best discernment to pick the right person for you.
We had Hall of Fame legend Howie Long on the show, Raiders legend. And I was a little surprised because I was bringing up the Bill Belichick of it all, saying that seems like a nice. He'd go in, there's no GM there right now. Obviously, Bill would want control. And Howie sort of steered me away from it being a good fit. He goes, we just did the Patriot way and it didn't work. And I said, well, you did the Patriot way. You did Patriot way like coaching tree vibes, not the actual man who created the Patriot way. Like, I think that Bill would be a different bit of a vibe. Do you agree that maybe he's not the right fit? And if not, is it someone like a Jim Harbaugh? Is it an Eric Bieniemy? Like, what sort of person would fit with the Davis family?
You have to find a Raider. And, you know, it's been said for years that there are 31 franchises in this league, and there's the Raiders. 31 teams and the Raiders. It's just different. It's a different fit. It's a different feel. And whenever people ask me how you build a team, I always tell them it's not about the best 53 players, it's the right 53 players. And the same thing goes for a coach and a GM. You know, Bill Belichick will go down as one of the greatest coaches in the history of this league, but it doesn't mean he's the right fit for the Raiders or any other organization besides the Patriots. And it's all about timing. So to Howie's point, Bill is not the guy to be in Las Vegas coaching the Raiders, but I have confidence that Mark will find the right person. Give me
the 3 qualities that would make a Raiders coach fit. What are we looking for? If I'm a recruiter.
When you're talking about a Raider, you're really talking about a feeling, and it's really hard to articulate into words. It's someone who can command a room without ever saying a word.
Antonio.
Someone that you just that you gravitate towards. Okay. Someone that you gravitate towards, and someone that is loyal, sometimes to a fault. But it always works out in the end.
Is it you?
No, it's not me, Kay. It's not me.
If you were the Raiders GM, what's the first thing you'd want to improve on that roster, personnel-wise?
Ooh, that's a tough question. But honestly, what I would do is I would start in the trenches. I would start in the O-line. I would start with the D-line, and then I will work up. You know, when you're looking at the Raiders right now, you have Max Crosby, who is phenomenal and should probably be in the top 2 or 3 for Defensive Player of the Year. You have one of the best running backs in this league in Josh Jacobs, and you have the best receiver in this league in Devontae Adams. Now, you have foundational pieces. All those guys are leaders on the team, and they are dogs on the field. And then you just kind of work your way in from those guys. If you're the GM, you got to look at linebacker, you got to look at defense. Everyone tries to go with offense right now. The young prodigy at coach and these high-level explosive playmakers. I would go opposite than a lot of these teams and work on defense and then let the offense catch up.
It's well said. Let's talk about a quarterback that you played with, actually, Derek Carr. You played with him his first 2 seasons, I think, in the league. Now, he's had an up and down first year with the New Orleans Saints. Fans very frustrated. Cam Jordan came on our show this week and said, I get why the fans are booing him. I understand why the fans are booing the entire team. We're not performing as well as we can with how talented we are. Here's how he's dealing with it.
I remember the other day, my son was, true story, he's frustrated with his math homework. He's getting really upset at it. He won't even look at the page. Look, son, it's okay. I'm gonna start booing you right now too, And he made him laugh. I was like, it doesn't matter, buddy. Just focus and do your best, man. That's all you can do. Knocked his homework out, and it was just a great lesson for him. It was a great lesson as a dad to be able to teach him. So, look, man, I love everybody, and I'm gonna do my best this week to get everyone excited, complete all the passes I can complete, score all the points that we can score, and I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm gonna keep giving everything that I physically can, everything mentally that I can. To do my best, and I know all of our team is doing that, but we got to give them some stuff to get excited about, and we have in certain halves, but we got to do it as a whole, so we can, keep being positive and keep getting excited about all the fun stuff that we believe that we can do.
It's been a rocky start for him. You know him. I like that answer. I just wanted to show it because I thought it shows a lot about Derek Carr. Cam Jordan, totally shut me up on any sort of Jameis Schmamus. They like Derek Carr. Do you agree, as the NFC South is still up for grabs? You got the Saints, you got the Bucs, you got the Falcons in a bit of a 6-7 tie.
Do agree. Listen, Derek, as you can see right there, is a fantastic human being and a better father than, most people can ever imagine or try to be. What a lot of people and fans don't understand but need to start understanding is it is hard to gain a rhythm in offensive football. And you're looking at your roster and saying we have great receivers, we have a good O-line, we have Alvin Kamara, who has been one of the most explosive players in the last decade of football, and we have Derek Carr, who's had a ton of success at quarterback. Why are we not scoring points? Why are we not winning games? Well, it takes rhythm. It takes 11 guys working in unison to have successful offensive football. But when you're talking about the defensive side of the ball, you're just pouring gasoline on fire. It takes high energy to be a good defensive player and a great defensive team. When you're talking about offense, it takes rhythm. It takes coordination. Everybody has to be working on the same page. And sometimes that takes time. And a lot of times you have a little bit of false gold when you have, those really good explosive plays, but it takes time to get that rhythm going. And I have full confidence that Derek Carr is going to get that team going.
Why? Why do you have full confidence? I mean, fans who watch him are calling for Jameis. And not even that, just Derek's so banged up that people are thinking all of these injuries, Jameis couldn't give a little more here, but I think it's sort of an indictment, or it sort of shows you what the belief they have in Derek over Jameis. I'm not saying there's a quarterback controversy, nor should there be, but why should people believe in Derek?
Jameis is a really good quarterback, but I'll say this before I answer your question. The backup quarterback is always the most popular guy in a city. Especially if you're not winning games, the backup quarterback's the most popular guy in the city no matter what. Okay? So, and the reason why Jameis is happy because Jameis is watching a successful Derek Carr, live through that adversity. I'm confident in Derek because I've been in that huddle with him for 3 years straight, and we had our ups and downs. But one thing you knew about Derek, he was going to be composed. And I texted him the other week, and I saw him lose his composure a little bit, and I just told him, keep working. Keep working. Keep leading the way you know how to lead and playing the way you know how to play, and the cream always rises to the top. I see spurts in that team and flashes of that team of being a great football team. And the fans of New Orleans are frustrated because they were dealing with a seasoned Drew Brees for so long. 100%. And the last thing they remember is just winning football and having the best offense in the league.
And your point, it's the consistency. But you had Sean, you had Drew, and then you had this isn't that right now, and they're rebuilding. You got to give a lot of credit to DA for taking that on his plate, and trying to establish his own way while keeping that going. The consistency is the hardest thing to achieve in the NFL, and that's why that's the taste in New Orleans' mouth of having Drew Brees, who was so special and tied to that city. It's a really great point about the backup quarterback. Great point.
And
you're so damn good, Marcel. You're so damn good on TV.
A lot of fans they tend to forget what it took for Drew and Sean Payton to get to where they were, to get to winning Super Bowls,
100%.
to get to being a perennial playoff team in the fight for the NFC division every single year. They forget those growing pains that they had. And, they'll forget about Derek Carr and Dennis Allen's growing pains in the next, few months and year, depending on how this season ends up for them.
Now, you're a University of Washington man.
Go Dogs.
Yes. So Jake Browning, let's get to it. I think these, look at this. They've got the helmet here. What has stood out to you the most from what he's been able to do with the Bengals over this past 2 weeks?
The composure. When you're talking about a guy taking his first start in the NFL and he sits back there and he's standing in the pocket with full of confidence and picking and choosing, knocking off every defense that he faces, it just reams of confidence. And I'm a little biased about him being a Husky and going to UW, but it speaks volumes when you go to a high-level school and you play a ton of football and get that experience, and you don't have that fall off. I mean, you're talking about Joe Burrow, who is a top 3 quarterback in this league. They were in the Super Bowl a couple years ago, and then you have a guy taking his first start, and you see no drop-off.
Yeah,
and that just speaks to Jake's preparation. That speaks to his confidence and his ability to be an NFL quarterback.
And if we look at the schedule, I think they're going to the playoffs, Marcel. I do.
You know what? I'm with you, Kay.
Really?
I think they're going to the playoffs too. Yes. I think they're
go.
going to the playoffs.
All right, as a playoff Bengals team, are your Washington Huskies going to go in there and take care of business against Texas? What's up?
Absolutely. That game is going to have fireworks all over it. We got 3 of the best receivers in the nation on our team there.
Okay.
With Jalen, and Rome playing. And we're going against probably the second best receiver core in the nation in Texas. Only to us. I think we have the Heisman Trophy winner. Obviously, he didn't win it, but he is the Heisman Trophy winner in our hearts, Michael Penix Jr.
You're Heisman Trophy winner. I love that.
Exactly. I think we go into New Orleans, and they're going to light up the scoreboard. But the great thing about this Washington team that I've watched all year is we've learned to win games in every fashion. Early in the year, we're putting up 40, 50 points a game. Don't look back. In the middle of the year, we have dog fights where we have to come back. Teams come back on us, then we have to come back on them. Michael Penix Jr. had to lead this team, kept his composure throughout the season, throughout all games when they faced adversity. I mean, our defense had to step up and win games. We got a pick 6 to seal the game and win the game in Stanford. We got a last-second field goal against Washington State to win the last Apple Cup this year. And we had to beat a fantastic Oregon team twice this year. So I think this team is confident. They've won in every fashion they can, and they're not blinking or scared of anybody.
They're not blinking. Let's see that cigar again on the way out. Marcel Reece, he's going to light that up and say, and here comes my Primetime's football pregame show audition tape, because Marcel Reece is insane. Do we give him all the questions or something ahead of time? How did he have such good answers? What was that? We'll be back. We got James Cook on the show after this. We've got DJ Moore on the way. Hey, Chicago. Highland Park. What's going on? Park Ridge. He's so good.
He really is.
I don't know who his agent is, but I would just be running to him.
Somebody's going to be scooping.
I want to sign him. Sign Marcel. I mean, I'm sure he's got an agent, but shoot, he's so good. I love that no one's more popular than the backup quarterback. God, that's so true, and it's so funny.
Yeah.
Did he say there was no fall off after Joe?
He did.
That's a little wild. Wild. I don't know about that.
The Pittsburgh game, there was a little bit, but the Jaguars game and this Colts game, it's hard to run that offense any better.
Okay, well, you and your best friend can go sit in the corner with your Husky, and I still stand by Joe Burrow. Can do a little bit more, if you will.
No, but I'm saying,
especially with the, how do I put this?
100%.
The play calling.
Yeah.
Joe sort of is very important when it comes to some of the I don't want to say this on television.
Yeah. But no, it's...
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay. But yeah, he's definitely not Joe, but just been impressive how he's been able to step in and run that offense so smoothly. I hope they take some of the things that they've been doing offensively, and when Joe comes back, they keep doing them. Because there's some wrinkles that I think we're kind of hoping
forced
to see.
to do that.
Yeah.
Saturday won't be boring. No, it will not. Vikings versus Bengals. I've been waiting for this all year. Vikings or Saints. Colts, Vikings or Saints defense. I would not go with the Saints defense. Vikings, oof. I probably would go.
You scared of Tommy DeVito?
A little bit.
No?
I do like him.
Yeah.
I like his, I like everything he says. I like his face before he says it. He's very, his face already tells you what he's thinking before he says it, and I like that about him. All right, back on the Up and Adams show on a Friday. We have a gentleman from Buffalo, plays for Buffalo on the program. He is on fire. Some crazy chemistry with his new offensive coordinator, Joe Brady. Dorsey leaves, and all of a sudden, James Cook is catching every rock out there. This offense is getting better and better. They're distributing the ball more and more. James Cook, Dalvin Cook's brother. We talk a little Christmas. Take a look. Did you just not take your uniform off because you had such a good Sunday? 83 yards, a touchdown. What was it? 58 yards on the ground. Huge win. I was a little worried about you because you front flipped into the end zone. And not just me, but every Buffalo Bills fan ever. Not exactly a graceful landing. What were you thinking?
It kind of happened at the last second. Some just say flip. I don't know why. I just flipped. I don't know.
Well, it worked out. Y'all won the game. I think it has a little something to do with a Joe Brady, who has taken over since mid-November. And since then, you lead everybody. You lead all backs and receiving yards, but you're fourth among all players in scrimmage yards. What does Joe like about you so much?
You're from Miami, too. So, South Florida boys. So, just the energy that he got. I mean, he coordinate with us and expect for us to go out there and make plays, like I said.
Y'all on offense have so many playmakers. How does he manage and how does Josh manage that situation and keeping everybody happy?
Just do your job and the play and the ball will find you. So, everybody do their job and the ball find all of us and we make plays.
A lot of Bills fans have been waiting a long time to make it deep into the playoffs and to go forward. Does this feel like a special team right now?
Oh, of course. We starting to gel even more. I can feel it each and every week we go out there. And even out there on the practice field, everybody celebrating when the team scored, when the player scores. So, that kind of energy right there just bring winning spirits. Does this week feel a little bit different? Big game, Cowboys? Yeah, great defense. They got 11 over there, so, he's a problem. So we just got to contain him. How are you going to beat this Micah Parsons squad? Wait till Sunday.
You have Sean McDermott there. Tell Bills fans and fans everywhere how much you love your coach.
Great coach, man. Great person. He gonna always stick by our side. And just a great dude all overall.
Could he take every other coach in the league? Maybe not Vrabel.
Maybe.
What makes him different than the coaches you've had?
He take care of us, practice light and just practice fast. He'll take care of you.
We got a lot of fun NFL brothers, and y'all probably talk every Sunday night about it, yeah?
Yeah, he just kind of give me advice on what to expect. With those type of guys that I'm playing against this Sunday, he just said, just run hard, just don't hesitate, just go.
What are you getting your brother for Christmas?
Not that he already done got it, but I'm probably gonna give him a necklace, a chain.
And what do you want for Christmas from your brother?
I don't know yet. Probably some money. I need some money that he got.
Yeah, Dalvin, give him some money. Do you have a New Year's resolution, James?
I want to win a Super Bowl.
Well, I hope you all do it. We appreciate the time, James. Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
They got to win, and nobody's talking about it because everyone's talking about Mahomes and Tony and all of that. This offense is top rate since our guy Brady took over, and since James Cook is getting the rock a little bit more. Love talking to him. We don't need money from Dalvin. You're about to make your own money, James. That's what we're working towards. Big game against the Dallas Cowboys this week. He had a lot of reverence, a lot of respect for Micah Parsons, what he's doing, a likely Defensive Player of the Year dude. So very excited to see this game. More excited, though, for Hammer time. Let's do it on a Friday. I got Boozy Susie and Matthew Hamilton. And listen, James Cook, it was a kind of kismet because Hammer came into town and he said, I want to do a Hammer time on James Cook. And he's been really studying this Joe Brady offense since he took over as OC. And then all of a sudden, James Cook was coming on our show and we said, nothing is more perfect than this. What are you noticing?
Yeah, so when you look at the Bills' offense, it was really stagnant under Dorsey. The Bills were just 25th in the league when it came to using motion, pre-snap motion. And since Joe Brady took over about a month ago, they've ranked second. Jeez. And it's totally changed the complexion of this passing game. Let's dig into it, because I have some cool plays.
Let's do it!
I'm excited. So here against the Eagles, it's a 3rd and 5. You're going to see this return motion from Diggs. And what that does, it tells Josh Allen what the coverage is before the ball is snapped. He knows it's man coverage because you saw Darius Slay following Diggs around there. He's going to run a corner out. And even with Josh, the timing gets thrown off because he's forced to have to step up in the pocket, but he knows it's cover 1, single high safety in the middle of the field. He knows he's going to have all that space to the sideline, and he could just put the ball out there and let Diggs run under it. So defining coverages, one use of motion.
Okay.
More motion here from Dalton Schultz. The other thing it does to a defense is it forces them to have to adjust on the fly. The Eagles shifted their front, but they don't really get the secondary on the same page. You'll see here, there's 4 Eagles defenders over just 2 Bills receivers. Right. And then on the bottom of the screen, you got 3 Eagles defenders, 3 Bills receivers. And they're playing a cover 2 look. Darius Slay has flat responsibility. He has to sit on that from Latavius Murray. He can't get a ton of depth. And then the safety's on an island. He's got to defend 2 guys going vertical in Schultz and Gabe Davis.
That's right.
And Josh Allen throws the whole shot to Gabe Davis. Big play there. And then there's motion that can create absolute chaos. Here's Trent Sherfield coming in motion in this jet motion. It essentially creates a quads formation with him coming across. Everybody else is going vertical. And watch what happens to the safety. He has to keep eyes on that motion.
Right.
He steps down too far, and Cook is going to run this rail route right up the seam and do that flip that he talked about into the end zone. So, again, the use of motion from Joe Brady has been such a huge difference. And you talked about it the other day, too. It's created more of a ball distribution, and I think it's really helped this offense. Everyone's getting involved. Like you saw, there's 3 different receivers. Everyone's getting involved in this offense.
James Cook seems very happy with his Joe Brady character. Everybody seems happy. They do have a big one against Dallas. How do you think that one goes? Yeah,
I think we see a really high-scoring game. I think both these offenses are going to come to play. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, we were talking about the numbers in the offense and what he's done. You can motion of the ocean all you want, but I look at the numbers of the 2nd-ranked offense in the NFL since Brady came and took over. They're averaging well over 400 yards a game. All right, more great Hammer time by you. We'll be back. Bears superstar wide receiver DJ Moore joins the show. We had DJ Moore. We just talked about James. I'm so sorry Brandon Ayuk has not joined the show yet. Are you sad? Are you sad? The restraining order is in the mail.
Thank you.
All right.
Cole LaFarbe's got the abacus out.
Get Tommy DeVito on the show. Hamilton, you have my complete attention, says Barbara. Wow. Barbara. He's a married man.
Kelly's
Barbara.
not too happy about it.
His wife ain't happy.
She also wants to be on that Zoom call.
Who does?
Kelly.
Oh, yeah. Listen. Barbara. We have a giveaway on Monday. Oh, I thought we were going to do another one today. Are we doing one today? I guess not, Richard. Remember? We said we were going to do one. So where is that? Richard goes, yep. Okay, wait, I think we're going to do an impromptu giveaway, guys. And by impromptu, I mean we planned to do it 48 hours ago and then forgot about it. I want to pick the names. Can I just pick them? How are we going to get their information? Whoever tells me the nicest compliment. No, I was kidding. Don't do that. Nobody likes compliments less than I do. Hey, K, Bengals will win the Super Bowl. Don't forget your scarf. The scarf. Okay. Okay, they're telling me 3 names. These are not, there's 3 names in my ear. Mark Barone. No. No. Niner gang. Niner gang. Okay, fine. We're gonna send you guys something. I don't know how we're gonna get. They're reaching out for your info. I don't know how they're gonna find you. You know what Haley got me all scared about this morning? Haley Heckman, not Haley. Oh, sorry, Jay Sartori. Jay Sartori. Jay Sartori. Guys, thank you for hanging out in the chat. We're giving away something. But the overlords are gonna get your information. And I'm glad we did that. That makes me happy. Yay! More giveaways on Monday, guys. But I want to give away some DFS values. Let's do it. DF, yes. Hey, we're doing pretty good on this stuff. We're going for duel. Should we do Matt Stafford? Hello? Bueller? At quarterback, give me Matthew Stafford. 11th at quarterback, as far as values are concerned. Commander secondary, they've been getting torched. We know the story there. Derrick Henry, 6th at running back, despite the fact that he scored 6 touchdowns over the last 3 games, guys. Why aren't people playing him? They just think it's like, is it like over? I think it's.
I don't know, because he's still getting in the end zone.
It's ridiculous. Okay, he's got 200 yards, 2 touchdowns over his last 5 games against the Texans. Great matchup for him at receiver. A little Stackarooski. We're doing this. We're doing these sandwiches. We did the Packer sandwich yesterday. Now we got Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua. Like I said, Commanders torched makes it easy. All right, Bears. Bears. I watched the Debbie Downer skit this morning with Haley Heckman because she's talking about cyber attacks. She was doing my hair. And she watched the new Julia Roberts movie about cyber attacks, and she got, and I was like, "You're Debbie Downer. Like, it is Friday, the vibes are high." And so I showed her that skit, and I just thought of that because of DeBears, of course, SNL skit, and it made no sense. Anyway.
How's that completion Cosmo? Yep.
Okay, here's the deal. The Bears are alive. They're not only alive, the mood is changing, which is hard to do in Chicago because it hasn't changed since 1985. Orton, Grossman, Cutler, need I go on? They had a huge win, 28-13. They upset the Lions, which was crazy. And this is something that no one saw coming. They're a game back of the playoff conversation. I loved catching up with one of the biggest pieces, one of the biggest reasons that this is happening. And it's DJ Moore, who's got a lot of confidence in himself. He always has had that, and he puts it up what he says. It's amazing, and he also really likes his quarterback. Take a look. Are we going to the playoffs?
Yeah. Why not?
Are we?
Yeah.
Do you understand that I would freak out? I would lose my mind. But of course you came in. Of course you came in and you turned this team's luck around, DJ. Of course you did.
Had to do something.
Had to do something. I know, like they haven't made noise there in a very long time, but here you are. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm really great. I know you're doing well because you're coming off a huge 28-13 win against the first place Lions, which we love. What I don't love is that I heard a little something about an ankle schmankle. What's happening?
Oh, not much. Just a little caution error. Happened on Sunday, and then just working back through it.
Okay, so we're not worried about this week against the Browns. Are you going to be out there?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. See, that's. And listen, I got a Packer fan producer over here who's like rolling his eyes, but we'll take care of you in week 18, Eric.
We'll see him week 18. So.
Yeah, we'll see. What do you got in store for week 18? I don't think the first matchup went how you wanted it to go. What do you got in store for that finale that's going to have some playoff implications for sure?
We're going to take it week by week, but we're going to have something special for them.
Here's the thing, like, it's not like you haven't been a Bear for a long time. So yeah. What is it about that rivalry that you already are so juiced up, I can tell?
1, because they was trash talking, and then 2, they beat us at home, so now we want to beat them at their house.
Who's trash talking? You can tell me.
Just the whole team.
Really?
They always talk. Yeah, they were always talking. So it was.
That's kind of how it should be, though, DJ. That's kind of fun. Now y'all are
I
catching fire. It's okay. Go do your thing.
I will.
I love that. Some people don't have confidence in the Bears, DJ. Why do you?
Why do I? Because I see all the work that we put in every day and how much we're on a rise. You know, from the first 4 weeks till now, it's just been a flip of the coin, and we've been on heads ever since.
That's right. One game back.
Yeah, and they better watch out.
I love hearing that. Listen, they're using you in the run game more. Are you a fan of that?
I'm half and half. You know, I like being used on gadget stuff, but the media here was like, "Yeah, you want to play running back?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to play running back."
I want you to play quarterback. Listen to me, DJ. That fake to Fields, that was smooth. You're lined up at quarterback. Are we going to see you throw in at some point here?
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know if they got that much trust in me to put the ball in the air yet.
Do you have trust in you?
Oh, for sure. I think everybody do. I'm a playmaker, so we gotta find something to do.
Wait, I love that you don't want to play running back. I'm going to send this to Christian McCaffrey immediately.
Yes, please.
I thought maybe you called him and got some pointers or something.
No, Christian. No, I think I'd be a better running back than Christian. Okay, don't put that out though.
We might not. We'll see how the rest of this interview goes. If you give me other good gems, then we won't put it out there. You know, it speaks to the creativity of Luke Getsy. How creative is he?
He's creative. You know, they all come in on Tuesday and put the game plan together. And then last week they put that run in. I was surprised because we haven't done anything like that since. But now that we're doing it, I'm waiting to see some more creative stuff come out of it.
Throw the ball. Throw the ball. I want to throw the ball. Throw the ball. Throw the ball.
I don't know. You might be foreshadowing something, so I can't wait to see.
And Myles Garrett, eat your heart out. I can't wait for this game this weekend. That's insane. Hey, how many quarterbacks have thrown you the ball in your 6-year career?
Oh,
Starting quarterbacks.
Starting quarterbacks?
Yeah. Let's name them.
You got Cam, PJ, Sam Darnold, Baker, Kyle Allen, Jacob Eason.
Oh, is he one of them? Jake? Okay, got it. Taylor Heineke.
Justin. It's another one from Carolina. Tyson. But it's one more from Carolina.
Will Greer.
Yeah. Will.
Taylor Heineke? Did we get Taylor Heineke?
Yeah, we got Taylor. And Will.
Oh, Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, Teddy.
So
11.
It's 11 different quarterbacks have thrown you the ball, and you just like you somehow are the stabilizing force that just does his thing out there. But there is something different about what's going on in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
You have a connection with Justin. With the experience that you have playing with all those different quarterbacks we just mentioned, what sets Justin Fields apart?
Him just being a dynamic playmaker. You know, when he runs, he still looks to pass downfield. I look to get open downfield on a scramble drill with him. But just his faith in me, the connection is really based off of faith. You know, we got here and then we just started connecting off the field and on the field. So it's really just faith balls, and I'm just going out there and making a play for him whenever it's needed.
I like that the vibes are a little higher. Y'all have a lot of work to do. A lot of people are doubting Justin Fields, and I loved that you came out and said, it's a question that Justin Fields might not be my quarterback next year. Why is that surprising to you? What do you see in him?
A lot of growth. You know, from the day I got here, it's been a question of if he can do more than just run, and he's proved that over and over again, week in, week out, with the numbers that he put up. So I'm proud of him.
You got the Browns this week.
Mm-hmm.
You faced Denzel Ward last year, and of course in college. What do you make of this matchup?
It's one of the better ones in the league. You know, going against him, I went against him last year. We had a pretty good matchup. So this year, I'm looking to see the same thing, and hope he's healthy.
Is he a talker out there or what?
No, I haven't heard him talk before. I know some of the people around him talk, but not him.
Not him. Okay. What? Hamilton? What? Yeah, name names. Tell us who's talking.
Nah, I'm cool. I'm not gonna name names. I don't want to give them no ammo.
No, of course. It feels like I have not been to Chicago in a minute. You know, I'm from there. What has the vibe changed? Have you noticed a difference in how Chicago fans are reacting? I mean, at one point, this is a team that's 2-7, and now you're a game back.
Oh, you could definitely feel it. At first they was booing in the stadium. Now they're cheering, and it's just crazy. You know, fans see you in the store. They give you mad love and everything. So the fans have came around.
I love to hear that. You're getting the ball a lot, and you're going to throw a touchdown, and I'm just very excited. DJ, you know you're one of my faves. I'm happy for you and your success, and go take it to the Browns. Take it week by week. Enjoy your Christmas and New Year's, and then we'll see you in the playoffs.
Yes, thank you. Especially that Week 18 game.
I love communications overlord Aaron Clark in the back corner there, like on his cell phone, doing God knows what, don't ask him anything hard. He likes Justin Fields. What do you make of that, Chicago? They got a big matchup this week against the Browns. They got that Week 18 rematch against the Packers. A little something there, a little some extra there. Try to get a little bit into it. He didn't want that. Amazing guest. We had one of our best weeks on the show. It was so fun. We got 2 more weeks left in the year. Let's keep it going. Enjoy our best of, and we appreciate everybody for watching. More giveaways next week, and we have insane guests next week. Insane guests, including a guy who once stood me up because he wanted to play video games instead. So this is a rough day for the Rock Can't Throw Down Field crowd.
Man, Rock was letting it go. I'm talking about dot after dot after dot.
What did you see when you were watching Tommy DeVito last night in that offense?
Yeah, I feel like he's a quarterback who has some gumption to him, but also he hasn't faced us.
I think I'd be a better running back than Christian. Don't put that out there.
Then I might have to get that Jake Browning jersey.
Do it. He's a winner.
I don't think anyone wants to play Buffalo in the playoffs. And the big reason is Josh Allen. He's great.
I think if you go back to the Eagles, you have to take that number 10 from the punter.
Man, do you see that?
Talk to me.
Come on. That's low-key disrespectful. I guess I'm not as special as I thought I was, man. God dang.
Belichick would always highlight stupidness. I could just see him right now, putting up a picture of Rob and me and saying, look, these are our so-called superstars.
We're on television, Julian. What do you want for Christmas from your brother?
Probably some money. Need some money that he got.
Yeah, Talvin, give him some money.
It's Christmas time right now. You're from Chicago.
Yeah, what is
it's the Windy City.
Child,
Windy,
oh my gosh.
something that's fashionable. You were just in New York. We're trying to get you,